Turn on all the lights. Good morning. Just kidding, it's 3 p.m. Hi guys, today we are going to be talking about sleeping with an ostomy. I think that's a pretty huge concern because some of the ostomates are brand new ones, the ones looking forward to surgery, are hearing some scary stories about waking up to a major bag leak. So I'm going to talk to you about how to manage sleeping with your ostomy at night and some good news. So the nice thing about having an ostomy for a long time, gaining that experience with it, is your body will learn when it's leaking or when it is getting full. I have had my ostomy over 8 years now, and at first, you know, you sleep through your bag blowing up and you sleep through it leaking, and you don't wake up until it's already a major issue. It's just what's going to happen, and you can prepare by maybe placing a towel underneath you at night those first few months, or maybe setting an alarm for yourself. I will put a link below for the Alfred Alert, which is a product by 11 Health, the company I'm working for, that will attach to your bag and alarms your phone when it is getting full, so that's kind of cool at night. But your body just, it doesn't know yet. It's not used to it. But you know how when you set your alarm for like some ungodly time, like 5 a.m., and you struggle the first few weeks of that alarm going off, but then you start to wake up a minute before your alarm. It's kind of like that. You'll start to see that when your skin is getting the pressure of either the bag pulling off of it a little bit, or, you know, pressure of all the output on it. You'll notice that your body wakes up before your bag reaches the maximum capacity, and you'll be able to empty it before there are any problems. When you have a leak, which is sometimes inevitable, it happens to the best of us. Even when you get a perfect seal, you know, you never know what goes wrong. But when you have a leak, you might not realize it the first few weeks after you get your ostomy. You wake up when it's everywhere. But after a while, after having that experience a couple times, your body is going to recognize that feeling and the shock that it puts you into when you wake up. So your mind is going to want to avoid that trauma. What happens to me is that first drop of output that rolls down my right side, because I always sleep on my back, that first drop, I wake up. And that's as far as my bag leaks onto the bed. It is one drop because I am awake and alert and I'm to the bathroom. There are a couple of ways that you can help make a leak, if it's going to be, you know, a leaking issue, a little less worse. You can use something like gelling sachets that will make the output much more thicker, kind of contain it more, so it's a little bit more difficult for it to leak out of your wafer. You can also, in this one, you guys are going to judge me on it, it's really gross, but this is something that saved me a couple times, not because I did it on purpose, but because it's just what I was wearing. I have worn like really big sweatshirts to bed, and they have completely contained leaks for me. If I have a leak and I just have a big fluffy sweatshirt on, nothing gets on the bed. So that is one way, if you are looking for ways to just kind of prevent a big mess. You can obviously also put a towel under you, which might just be, you know, smarter and less gross for your clothes, but that's one silly way that helped me. Another thing that I found is positioning can affect your bag. I don't know if any of the more experienced ostomates notice this, but you kind of adjust how you sleep. So I always sleep on my back, so my bag, as it gets full, tends to go over my right side and pull. Which, you know, I've never had it happen, but it's come close where it'll pop my bag off of the flange if it gets too heavy, so it'll like fall to my right side. But what I notice is if my bag is getting fuller in my sleep, I will turn myself onto my right side so that heavy bag is resting on the bed. It's so funny that your body it handles it for you. It's actually really nice. But that's one of the things that I do. Now, before you start developing that, a couple things you can do is wear like a little bit tighter cami or undershirt that'll contain the bag wherever you are sleeping. You can also use a belt. That'll hold that sucker on there if you are, if your bag's getting full and kind of pulling to one side. That is one thing you can do to keep it together. The last thing you can do, which is more for the ileostomates, the ones who have much thinner output, is doing a urine extension bag. I don't believe that they make like an extension bag specifically for our output, but I know that they do for urostomies, and we do it on some of the kids at the hospital where there's a little extension that'll fit onto the end of the bag. It's a special type of bag. It's one with a valve because it's made for urostomies, and the tube leads into a bigger bag that sits on the floor. So you have so much more room for output. I don't think I would ever use it because I don't want something that big and like, you know, lying on the tube or anything. I don't know how that would work because I've never used it myself, but I've seen it help kids at the hospital, and it's definitely an option for those with thinner output. If you have thicker output, it's not getting through that tube. It's a difficult option. Like I don't know, sometimes it would work for me, but sometimes it wouldn't. My output might be too thick at times to actually work with that. Yeah, so those are some of your options if you are worried about sleeping, but just know that your body is going to learn very quickly, and sleeping will get easier with time. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next. Bye!